welcome back to the Ping Pong Family channel. If you don't already know, my name is Mara. I am the wife of Chris Wong-Swenson, also known as Ping Pong Flix on YouTube. If you've come over here from that channel, thank you very much for the support. And also, our two sons, Oliver and Grayson, have their own channels, Hangry Oliver and Bronze Grayson. So if you have little kids and they just want to watch some videos with Godzilla and some video game stuff, have them give them a subscribe. They would really appreciate it. And with that said, I wanted to come on here and talk about something on my own for once without any of the kids and the husband around. Pardon this generic background here. I don't have the same kind of quality as Mr. Ping Pong Flix himself, but I wanted to come on here and chat a little bit about things that my kids like to use, things that I've gotten my kids over the pandemic or just for any reason, because you know, they love their toys. I need things to keep them entertained, and especially when the pandemic hit, I, like every other mom out there, was running to Walmart, Target, any store basically to find things for the kids to do. And one thing that came to mind for me was bubble guns, because my kids love bubbles. I love bubbles. I love seeing them float in the air, and it's just very fun and something magical about it. But you know, there wasn't a lot of things out there because obviously everybody was buying them all up. So I had to go online, of course, and do a little shopping. And I came across a few that I tried, and I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because not all of them are that great, and there's some that are really good. So I wanted to go over a few of them today. The first bubble gun I got was from the Sunrun brand, and it was a little gun that was just a manual type gun where it just had a little tray where you would pour the bubble solution in, and the kids would dip the wand or the gun into it and then blow the bubbles. Now that gun works really well if you're looking for lots of bubbles, but the only drawback is that because it doesn't have any of the bubble liquid in it, the kids have to keep dipping it in and out, and they land up splashing it all over the place, or they tip it over, and the little container's not very deep, but they still tend to spill a lot, and eventually started using it for other things that it's not intended for. So we still have a couple of those lying around because at least they still work, but they've pretty much lost interest in those. And I then moved on to this other bubble gun from Sunrun, and it had a container on the bottom, which was good. You could hold the bubble solution in there, and then you could just go and blow the bubbles. The only drawback to that particular model of bubble gun was it only had one, I guess, ring where the bubbles would blow out of. And so the bubbles were nice, but it was just one little stream of bubbles. And the kids, they were okay with it for a while, but then eventually they were like, it's too slow. I know, spoiled, right? When we were young, we had to blow it ourselves, but they thought it was too slow, and eventually they just broke, you know, like, and the kids didn't even drop them really. It was just either the bubble solution got caught somewhere in the mechanism, or, you know, it just stopped working. And at one point, one of them actually overheated the battery, and it corroded the battery, a brand new battery, so I had to throw that out. And so after that, I was on the lookout for another gun. So I went to Amazon actually, and I bought this other brand, and it kind of looks similar to the other one, and it worked for like 2 seconds. It was the most awful bubble gun anybody could buy. Don't buy that one. I'm not linking that in the description below, okay? But yeah, that gun lasted. It came with two, a red and a blue one. And I actually bought it twice because I thought, well, maybe I just got a defective one. Because right off the bat, the battery pack or the battery door, it used the pressure from the door to control how strong it would blow the bubbles. So one of them blew too strong, so the bubbles would pop before it would even leave the gun. And the second one, it didn't even work. Like, I had to hold the door in order for it to work. So that was a fail. And brilliant me, I bought it again because Target and Walmart were all sold out of bubble guns online. I went to the stores, I didn't have any, so I went and bought it again, thinking, well, maybe I just had a bad one, and they were awful. And I landed up throwing them away within 2 weeks of buying them. one of them right on the day I bought it. I should have just returned it, but I didn't. So anyway, that was that bubble gun experience. And the last gun I want to talk about is my favorite bubble gun, because I bought it twice now, because the first one broke, but that was not the fault of the gun. Let me just reiterate that. A lot of the bubble guns that I purchased throughout the pandemic actually just failed, or they just died for whatever reason, or maybe the kids dropped it. I didn't see it if they did. But this bubble gun was really awesome, because it was a large, big gun, and so it had multiple rings for the bubbles to like blow out of, and so a lot of bubbles would come out, and especially with fresh batteries, it just blows tons of bubbles, and the kids would love it. And at night, actually, it has little lights on the top of the bubble gun, so at night it was really fun, because you could see all the red, green, and blue lights flashing as they're playing with the bubble guns. But the first one I got lasted pretty long. Like, it lasted a good 6 months before it started giving me problems, so I just had to get another one. But Target didn't have any at the time, so I was stuck buying that original one that I bought, the blue one that shoots that single stream of bubbles, because that was all they had. And when you have a little 4-year-old that wants to blow bubbles, you just try your best to keep them busy. And then, so when that big bubble gun came back in stock, I bought it again. I actually bought 2, because I wanted to make sure I had a backup. And so far, so good, no problems. It's blowing very well, and the fun part about this gun for the kids is that not only does it blow a lot of bubbles, as the batteries start to die, it starts to create, the bubble stream is slower, so it makes these big, huge bubbles, and that's when the kids start having so much fun, because they start making these huge brain looking bubbles all over the place, or they'll throw it up in the air and blow these big bubbles and try and pop them. So that gun it's good when it's fresh batteries, and it's good when it's dying. If you guys are in the market for a bubble gun for your kids, try this one out, because I really enjoyed it, the kids really enjoy it, and I got myself a backup just in case, because I don't want Target to run out again. And I know that Sunrun company, I think that's what it's called, they have a lot of different bubble products, and I haven't tried them all. I'm tempted to buy the little pineapple one that sits on like a wall or the ground, and it just blows bubbles, but I have a feeling that they're going to get bored of that real quickly, which is why I prefer the bubble gun, because they can be more interactive with it. But that might be something fun for if they have water days or something. So anyway, just wanted to come on here and talk about my experience with bubble guns during the pandemic. I mean, who would have thought? With all the things out there that we could be doing, we're talking about bubble guns. But when you have 3 kids that it's hot, they want to get outside and just get out, get some fresh air, it's the perfect thing for them to do, especially on days like this. So anyway, just wanted to say that, and hope you guys are all having a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner. As you know, we're all big foodies in this family, and we'll see you next time. Bye.